Today I have the Steam Deck and I'm running Windows on it, but not in the traditional way. So in the back here I have a 256 gig SSD that's on this USB drive back here, hooked up to this dock, and this dock is hooked up for USB-C here. Right now, the built-in eMMC 64 gig that it came with is out of the system right now. There is no micro SD card in here. It is all running Windows to Go installation of Windows 10 that I used Aomi Partition Master to create. I'm going to show a little bit of that in maybe another video and a tutorial, but right now I just wanted to do a test to see if I could get it to boot Windows 10 off of USB, and that is possible. The reason I want to do that is so I could free up the M.2 slot to try to run an external GPU. I have an EVGA 3080 Ti that I'm going to be using to hook all this up with. Right now I'm going to be using the ADT Link M.2 adapter, and we're going to see if this works. I did a video a while back on my ThinkBook.
And this is where things started to go wrong.
I wasn't recording that whole time. Oh, that's great. Okay, the 3080 Ti is powered up. We're booting Windows now, so let's see if it even sees it. Now, it won't have audio because that's one of those things that there still isn't a driver for. It's not very fast when it's running Windows off of a USB. It's very slow. Proof of concept, though. Okay, AMD custom GPU. I don't think it's seeing it. I'm going to shut it all down and reboot it because I didn't have this powered up. I turned the power supply on late. I just powered it back on. I got display. This is going to work. This is HDMI right there running to the 4K monitor. And it's booting right now without the Steam Deck display. Oh, this might be working. Come on, Windows.
A few moments later.
Well, it's been sitting here for like 5 minutes and it's not doing anything, so I guess it's a fail. Thought this was going to work. I have an EVGA 3080 Ti that I'm going to be using to hook all this up with. Right now, I'm going to be using the ADT Link M.2 adapter, and we're going to see if this
Radeon at the time of making this video. So we're going to go all out with it and add a Radeon RX 6900 XT. The only ones I could get to boot up with this without a black screen was a Radeon card. I actually tested three. But as soon as I boot the Steam Deck up, we got the fans on the GPU spinning. It's brought me kind of into the boot menu because I don't have my micro SD card.
Of course, he gets it to work.
And this is
ETA Prime.
56 gig. We've connected this external GPU.
Sure, he gets the 6900 XT.
6900 XT.
Well, that's going to put a little pickle in the things. So we've arrived at another day, and after watching that ETA Prime video, I picked myself up a Radeon. No, this is an RX 6600 8 gig card. Got it for really close to MSRP. I needed an AMD card, obviously, because that video showed that you can't run this with an NVIDIA card. This is the setup. I've kind of moved it here. So we've got the Radeon. There's my stand, and then right here we have the Steam Deck. And I'm going to be plugging in the eGPU adapter right in here. Okay, so I'm going to take the cable here. I'm going to plug it in to the M.2 slot. Now this is the ADT Link M.2 adapter, and I'll have a link to this in the description. And I'm just going to tape this in place. Try not to cover the fan here. I do not recommend this. This is merely just for testing purposes and just for grins. Okay, so show this here. I'm going to try and finagle this onto my stand. It's just a little L adapter. I have the Anchor USB-C hub. I have the drive, the M.2 drive back there, which has the Windows install on it. And then I decided to add in this powered hub because I feel like this drive needs a little more juice to run. See if we can get into Windows. Holding minus. Okay. We have GPU fan spin. Now the light's turned off again. Let's try it again. HDMI 2 showed up, so that's good. Oh yes, there it is. So that's further than we got last time, I think. I'm not sure. Let's see what the whole thing does now. Oh, that is a very good sign. Very good sign. Oh yeah. That's Windows, and the eGPU is powered. And again, this is the HDMI coming out of the PowerColor RX 6600. The 2 terabyte game drive is showing up, so that's a positive sign. There it is. That is a really good sign. So let me see if I can get a driver installed. And we've got the RX 6600 showing up in here, so I think we're ready to roll. All right, here we go. We got Forza Horizon 5 set up here. This is running on the Steam Deck now with the RX 6600 attached. We are pulling about 65, 67, 69 FPS here with about 94% load. And this is with, let's go to settings. Graphics set to high mostly. Let's do a preset here. Let's do high preset just to make sure we're... Oh no, please no. You can see here, custom APU. This is running the Steam Deck. This is what it looks like. Ignore the warning. It's got the 16 gigs of RAM. And this is the USB drive, hooked up with the NVMe. And here's the RX 6600. I can't believe it's running this well. It's pretty great. I'm using a wired Xbox 360 controller because I couldn't get Bluetooth to work. And I figured let's not, bog the system down more by trying to do that as well. Let's just go with this. And we just want to get this test done. See how it works. See how it goes. Okay, finally loaded in here. And now we're set to all high settings. And still getting about 62, 63 on the GPU. Now, the 6600 isn't meant to be a 4K GPU, but Forza Horizon 5 is really well optimized, so it can handle this kind of gameplay. But you can see it's not bad. The input lag is really good as well. I mean, the Steam Deck is... now, there are these drops like this, but I think that's due to running the boot drive off of that NVMe over USB-C. So this is about as good as we're going to get because we have to use the M.2 slot for the eGPU. So can't really get any better than that. One thing that you could do is just lower the graphics settings to a point where it doesn't stutter like this. But I mean, we're running 4K here. This looks pretty great. Yeah, no complaints with this at all. Let's lock it to 60. And then turn VSync on so we don't get the tearing. And I'll just confirm again that we're on the high preset. I don't think I want to take it up any higher than this because this GPU can't handle it. And that is with ray tracing on too, so. There, so now we're locked in. That is smooth. And the GPU now is holding at about 80% to 85% utilization. That looks pretty good. This is totally playable. Now, let's see when we load in new areas if we get that hard stutter like it did before. And it still stutters pretty hard like that one there. But I mean, this is a totally impractical test. This is not something that you would normally do. But just to say that you could do it, this is mainly the reason I did this. But I feel like the 6600 here is a way better pairing than when ETA Prime did the 6900 XT. I mean, that thing is just way too much. Like, it's a great card, but you're not going to get the full bandwidth, and the bottlenecking is just going to be a severe limitation. And these 6600s are coming so close to their MSRP of $329. I mean, the 3060 is a better card at $329, but I mean, finding that for MSRP is going to be a challenge. There's still going to be about $379. Even EVGA has got better deals on them on the 3060s, but again, that won't run on the Steam Deck right now because for some reason NVIDIA cards are blocked. AMD cards work. Halo Infinite is what we've got here right now. So I've got the overlay going, showing you the settings here. We have it full screen, 3840 by 2160. Frame rates unlocked. We want it unlocked. No VSync. We're going to set the graphics to high. And we're going to see what that does. And we're just going to do campaign because I don't play online. Wow, it finally got past the point of loading the map. Okay, so we're at 33 FPS here. Okay, 35. And yeah, we're pegging out that 6600, so not going to be a great experience. Oh, massive frame drop there. Yipes.
Let's see what I can find out about it.
I had the volume down because there's a strange popping sound, and it must just be the way I have all the cables routed right now. It's not very happy about it, but it doesn't bother me. 4K 60 is working on my only 4K monitor, so looks okay to me. All right. Alright, so we're getting about 40 FPS. Let's see if we can squeeze 60 FPS out of this setup. I ended up having to switch the settings to medium here. So let's check these out. And I also dropped the resolution scale down to 67%. I tried to get as close to 2560 by 1440 as I could. They don't have that exactly. They go between 66 and 67%. But this is kind of the way they do it. They don't have a way to just set the resolution specifically. But here's the medium quality preset, and that got us to very close to 60 FPS and slightly over that. Yeah, this isn't bad. This looks pretty good. All right, let's try a different game. So let's pop over into Shadow of the Tomb Raider and see how this can run on here. All right, yeah, we got 4K set, 41 FPS in the menus, but we all know that doesn't mean really anything. Let's see. So yeah, we got 3840 by 2160. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, D3D12. We want the greatest, the best, and the greatest. Let's see. Yeah, let's use Fidelity FX CAS. Why not? We'll upsample. If that really kills the graphics, then it kills the graphics. Let's just use the high preset. I'm not going to run the benchmark because that takes forever. So let's just load into the game and do a little bit of gameplay. Yeah, this 6600 I feel like is a much better pairing with the Steam Deck's APU than a 6900 or 6700, any of the other ones they have. Especially since most people would run this at 1080p and not do a ridiculous 4K with this.
Wait, hold on. Trinity's watching this place. Let's try to look. Trinity's people are armed. I heard they brought in reinforcements.
I'll stay out of their way. I want to avoid what happened to the
This game would probably look fine at 30 FPS.
Must know we were at the other site. So much for a night off.
Where did Dominguez go?
It can't be far.
But games just feel so much better when they're played in 60 FPS. So let's see once this cutscene's over if I can. Let's see if I can get the settings to be a little more 60 FPS friendly. So that's the high preset. Let's go with medium and see how that goes.
Hey Sammy, how's it going?
Oh, look at that. It actively reloads the textures without needing to restart the whole stinking game. It only bumped it a few FPS. So what I usually do then, if it doesn't do that, is I change the resolution. So let's see if we can go... Let's go to 1440p. There we go. That's our 60 FPS. It's not bad. Now a little dip below.
I was too excited.
As usual.
Youth is wasted on the young, my dear.
So I've heard.
Not me, though. I have a proper wild youth.
I'm sure you did. Okay, so let's check out another game. Doom Eternal, I think. Let's do that next. Okay, we got Doom Eternal up here now. Just set it to 4K. And let's check out the... Oh, Ultra Nightmare. Sure, why not? All right, let's just jump in and see what it looks like here.
The first Hell Priest has been terminated. The demonic consumption
Oh, yeah. Oh, Ultra Nightmare. That's pretty bad. It looks fabulous, but yeah, this is not playable. I can't get those guys. Alright, immediately I'm going to just drop things down. So let's set it to dynamic. We'll target 60 FPS and see if this will make it just an utter mess. About 30 FPS. It's a little more playable, that's for sure. But there's these stutters that we're getting. It's a little bit difficult. Let's tweak some more settings. Let's bring it to Ultra. Oh, it helped for a second, but still having some trouble. You really want this game to play over 60 FPS consistently. So you can see right here in this spot, it's nice and smooth. But then we look out over the other stuff and not so great. Oh, maybe it just needed to reload textures because that's a little smoother now. And this will definitely be slow at reloading textures. Okay, so ultra settings, 4K, resolution scaling. And it's holding over 60 for the most part. Yeah, and this is at 4K. 4K-ish, because it's scaled. Yeah. Okay, so we just had to set it to ultra. This is doable. This looks fabulous, and we're running on a Steam Deck. Stinking awesome. Yeah. Yep, this looks good. Definitely playable.
Hope you all enjoyed that look into the external GPU on the Steam Deck. The RX 6600 8GB does pretty well with it. Pairs up pretty nicely. Gameplay looks pretty smooth if you set your expectations and your settings a little more reasonably. But yeah, I think that the Steam Deck, if they had proper external GPU support, maybe with Thunderbolt 3 or 4, maybe in a future revision, it would be pretty cool. Otherwise, it is sort of an option, I guess, but I wouldn't recommend doing that and hooking it up the way I did. But definitely something that if you really wanted to try it out, I don't guarantee that it won't void a warranty or something, but it's definitely something you could try. I will have a video soon on the Ryzen graphics built in, running in Windows, and doing some game tests with that as well. I know a lot of other reviewers have covered that already, so I probably won't go into too much depth with it, but I will cover that as well. But we do have some more exciting things, and if there's anything that you guys recommend I test out, or any games or anything specifically, I do have like Ableton Live, so I could theoretically test out doing some production, music production type stuff on it if needed. Yeah, just let me know and leave a comment down there. Just hit like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and thanks for watching. God bless.